Hello everyone, good evening and welcome to Roma Theory. I'm so scared for this game. I'm shaking. I'm shaking. I'm like Scooby-Doo. I am shaking. Part of it, it's because we're terrible away. Part of it, it's because we're coming from a terrible game. And part of it is also because Sassuolo against us always turn against Prime Real Madrid. Now let me tell you one thing. There are three certainties in life. Death, taxes, and Sassuolo turning up against us. It's scripted. It's written in the universe. It's written in the Milky Way. Pull your heads up tonight while you're glancing at those stars and you'll see Sassuolo. It's just going to happen. We're terrible in their home ground. And they always manage to pull something against us. It's been like this for the past 10 years, especially in their home ground. But they tend to pose us difficulties at the Olympico as well. No, sorry, I leaked the lineup. I always do this. Sorry, but I leaked it. Anyways, we'll get onto the predicted 11 in a second. But yeah, let's get into this game. Let's speak about this game. I'm looking forward to it because I want this team to win an away game. It would be heartbreaking to see this team lose yet another away game. So I am very curious to see what we can do on Sunday in a complex fixture, to see if we can break this negative record, which I don't know how to explain it. But it's a terrible record. And we'll get into this today. But look, how are we doing? How are we feeling after yesterday's game? Have we digested the fact that we're most probably 99.999% going to get, second in that group stage? Have we digested that? Have we acknowledged that? Are we prepared to see who we're going to face coming down from the Champions League? I've prepared for that. I was extremely disappointed from that game, but I know Roma too well. But it's terrible what we managed to do in that group stage. It's December, by the way, so happy December to everybody. I'm trying to give a different tangent to this video because I want us to forget yesterday's game. So happy December, and yeah, I also didn't match this on purpose. I just realized that I'm wearing a green shirt while speaking about Sassuolo, who's a green team. So yeah, I mean, that deserves a like. Smash the like button. And let's get into this. I am nervous. I think everybody here is nervous because we're not good away. It's as simple as that. We're not good away from home. We're not good outside of the Stadio Olimpico. We're just not good. I don't know what it is. And it's a critical situation because our manager clearly doesn't know how to explain this. And this is what he said in yesterday's post-match interview. I don't know how these players tend to underestimate these away games against lower teams. I don't know if it's a psychological factor of playing in a different stadium, which is not in our home city, which is not in front of our fans. But it's something which Mourinho can't explain. And it's something which us fans can't explain. Because it's so weird. It's so weird. It's paranormal. It's paranormal activity what we do away from home. It really is. You see, it would make sense if we lose once in a while away from home. That obviously is normal. But losing the majority of away games or not winning the majority of away games compared to what we do at home, you can't, even if you tried your best, you cannot create a link between these two things. Because at home we're a good team. At home we are. If we had faced Sassuolo tomorrow, Sunday, whenever it is, at home, I would have been nervous because Sassuolo is always a beast against us, but I would have been 10 times more confident. So I think it's something to do with confidence. I think home advantage gives a lot of these players a confidential boost before starting a game. And a lot of them perform better, and it is the way it is. But look, it's an away game. Following this record, it's not going to be a positive one if we follow this record. We need to step up. We need to step up in terms of attitude. We need to step up in terms of superficiality. I've said this in the match reaction today. this morning. If you haven't watched that match reaction, it's a short one. I advise you to go watch it because it's interesting. It's also a factor of composure. Why is it that away from home we tend to forget all of our game plan? And why is it that away from home we don't play as well as we play at home? It's impossible to explain this. And I really, if you know the explanation, comment, let us know, because if your mind guesser, if you read palms for a job, then try to understand why this team isn't good away. Because it would be, if you discover that and you go tell us and the players, you don't know, you might get appointed at Roma, I don't know. But yeah, speaking about them, let's not completely diverge from this match preview, which is an important match preview. Let's not forget, it's a very important game. Starting to speak about Sassuolo. Sassuolo have a good team. They've got good individual players. But their organization is terrible. It's terrible. And if you want me to be more specific on that, their defensive structure and their defensive organization is crap. It is crap. They have got a player who I am now going to catch on 4K. Tresoldi. Ruan Tresoldi. It is guaranteed. I've got him in my fantasy and I can confirm you that every time he plays, he pulls out a stinker. If it's an own goal or a given penalty, it's a guarantee. So if Tresoldi starts on Sunday, Lukaku is there for a party. We need to exploit their defensive liabilities because defensively Sassuolo are terrible. I'd actually argue they're one of the worst teams in the league defensively. It's the way they play an attack which creates us threat. Berardi, Italian national team, has always been playing at Sassuolo, knows what he's doing, and he always turns up against us. On the other side, they've got Loriente, overrated player in my opinion, but if you remember, if you flash back to March when we lost against Sassuolo 4-3 at the Olimpico, Loriente pulled out an Mbappe masterclass performance, and then Pinamonti up front, who again, I think is overrated, but if he hits his day, and if he has his chance, he'll bag it in. So defense needs to be spot on Sunday. Their attack is dangerous. Berardi, Pinamonti, and Loriente is a good attack. It's not unbelievable, but it's a good attack. It's defensive-wise that they are terrible. And look, they're not even terrible. They're disgusting defensively. They concede so many goals. Problem with Sassuolo is that whenever they face a big side, they, as a whole, collectively, just play as if God just sent them on that pitch. And they always do this, season in and season out. And once again, we can see them do this right now, this season. They're doing this. Against Juventus at home, they won. Against Inter away, they won. Juventus hasn't lost one game apart from the Sassuolo game, and Inter hasn't lost one game apart from that Sassuolo game. So Sassuolo managed to end Juventus's and Inter's streak of unbeaten in games in both occasions. They are a team which against big sides always turns up, and it's a problem because I consider Roma a big team in this league, even though we're missing Champions League football since a lot of time. And I'm scared they're going to turn up in this one. I really am scared that they could pull a masterclass in this game. Another thing, spot on Fahad. Sassuolo's speed and counterattack is deadly. 100% agree. After Atalanta and Frosinone, Sassuolo is the team who plays the most Premier League style football in this league. 100%. It is true that they can be a threat, but it also means that if Sassuolo wakes up on Sunday and decides not to be threatful in attack, then that could lead benefits to us. because the more they open up, the more we can hit them on counterattacks. And now that this season we've got somebody like Lukaku who bags it in, it could also be a favour for us. But yes, they are deadly in counterattacks and speed. So that's something which we're going to take in control. With that being said, speaking about us, before moving on to the predicted 11, it's a big game for top 4 chances. Juventus are playing tonight against Monza. I'm not necessarily focused on Juventus and Inter. I think Juventus and Inter are going to get first and second. Inter first and Juventus second, in my opinion. But either way, both of them are going to occupy the first and second position. So Juventus and Inter aren't the teams to look at. The teams to look at are Milan. Milan are playing at home against Frosinone. Tough game because they're missing a lot of players. Napoli playing at home against Inter, so they could slip up. Atalanta playing at Torino. We've seen how difficult it is to play at Torino's. Again, we've got a tough game too this weekend, so it is. But we're kind of playing last. No, we're not playing last, but we're playing before Milan, or we're playing after Milan, so we could see their result and capitalize on it. But yeah, it's a big chance. It's a massive chance to consolidate this top 5, top 4 position. It's a massive chance to not only consolidate this, but as I've said many times, start a calendar of death in a complex fixture with a win. And it would be good, because after this one, we've got Fiorentina at home. We've got a series of difficult games. Starting well is always positive, especially if you are Roma and you can't manage to win 4/5 consecutive games without putting an absolute whomper of a game. So yeah, it's a big one. I mean, speaking about the predicted 11, that's it. It's a standard one. It's a standard. Now, let me make this self-clear. If there is any player watching this right now, and any player is tempted to go, oh, I can't start from the very first minute because I played against Servette on Thursday. Fuck off. You played against Servette on Thursday. Literally, if 3 years old played that game, we would have seen no difference. So being tired is not a justification for not putting them in the starting 11 in this game. It's not. Dybala looked knackered yesterday. He looked slightly injured after yesterday's game. I don't care. Dybala needs to start. He pulled a stinker of a game yesterday. Dybala can't be rested. I don't care if he's fragile. He needs to start this game. And if it's our fault that we didn't manage to beat Servette and therefore allow for more rotations with the team we started with yesterday, then it's not my problem. It's your problem. I don't care. You're starting this game. Even if you're not 100% fit, you're starting this game. And if I hear any complaints about players going, oh, I played Thursday, I can't be starting this game, you can literally go away. Because you played against Servette on Thursday, but look at the quality of that game. And if you're a bit smarter and maybe you considered to actually win that game, then we wouldn't be here speaking about this. So it's completely your fault that you decided to play 90 minutes because you didn't capitalize and kill the game in the first half. And now we speak. So on Sunday, this is the lineup. Rui Patricio back in goal, even though Svilar played a great game. My man of the match yesterday performed not just a satisfactory save, but a sensational save from Svilar yesterday. So Rui Patricio in goal. Mancini back in defence with Llorente and Ndika. Cristante being dropped yesterday in defence. And to be honest, the goal that they scored was Cristante's fault. So, and again, when Cristante doesn't play in the midfield, I think we lose stability and control in that midfield. So Cristante needs to be put back in the midfield. Ndika, Llorente, Mancini in defence. Korsdorp needs to start because Celik yesterday looked even worse than Christensen, if you ask me. Yeah, again, I'm going to say this again, but Korsdorp is 1,000 times better than both Celik and Korsdorp and Christensen combined. So Korsdorp's going to start and has to start, especially because he didn't play yesterday. Spina on the other side. Spina is living a terrible moment, and Zalewski could start. I actually would consider starting Zalewski in this one because Spina lately is not putting one cross in the box and is imposing any threats. I'd consider putting Zalewski. I wouldn't consider putting El Shaarawy because El Shaarawy from the first minute is not the same as El Shaarawy as a super sub. So but I am going to insist with Spina. Spina and Karsdorp. In the middle, Paredes and Cristante is what I think will happen. Would I start with Paredes and Cristante? Yes, but to some extent. Yes, we need control in this game, and Paredes and Cristante give you control. But it is also true that if they're a fast team and a counter-attacking side, then Paredes next to Cristante should not start. Paredes is extremely slow. So if we want to cover ourselves from counter-attacks, this is the perfect game for Bove to start in. But this is not who I pick. This is who I think will start. So Paredes and Cristante I think will start. And I think there are some bonuses and negatives to them both two starting. Dybala and Pellegrini. Again, Pellegrini just needs to step up. He just needs to step up. I mean, Pellegrini got subbed in yesterday. He looked dead. Pellegrini needs to step up in these games. I don't know if you realize this, that he's the captain of this team. Does he realize this? Because if that's captain material, then get me in. Like, genuinely, I could play in my underwear and do better than Pellegrini. He needs to sit down, speak to himself and go, oh, fuck, I'm the captain of this team. I need to step up. I need to show everybody what it means fighting for this team. And by doing that, I'm the first one who needs to show this. And I don't see that. If Pellegrini isn't able to control himself and taking responsibilities and therefore impacting games, because maybe he feels too much pressure as being the captain, then he should give the armband. Extremely disappointed, but in my opinion, as always, better than a war. Better than a war. You know why he's better than a war? For one single reason. Because at least he shoots. And don't get me wrong, 120 times percent of the times he shoots, it goes wide, but at least he shoots. So there's always a chance the ball goes in. A war, I've never seen him shoot. Never seen the guy shoot. So I don't want to see a war on the pitch. Pellegrini starts, Dybala next to him, Lukaku up front. Simple, we need goals and we need to defend. Important. As you can read from the title, no sleeping. It's the most important thing. If you sleep, we're going to lose this game. It's easy. If we get up on Sunday, wake up from that bed, go have breakfast, get off from that hotel parking lot, get into the stadium, change, get in that football pitch, already starting to think about the Christmas turkey, then we're going to lose. And there is no point in us watching the game if that's the attitude. Because if we only play with 50% of the attitude we played against Servette, Sassuolo is going to humiliate us on Sunday. And I hope, once again, that game, Thursday's game, yesterday's game, will give a reaction to this team. We need to win. We need to win. With that being said, predictions, I think, I'm not going to say, but the one thing which I will say is, this game has got a 2-1 written all over it. If it's 2-1 to Sassuolo or 2-1 to Roma, this game has got 2-1 written all over it. I don't know why. I just feel it's going to end 2-1 of either way. Could be us, could be them. Depends on how we approach the game. That's it. I'm going to catch you tomorrow with Mourinho's press conference reaction at 3 p.m. Italian time, 2 p.m. UK time. And yeah, who do we think are the players who missed their opportunity, as Mourinho said, except of Aouar, even though Mou said it's not about him. We all know it is. Aouar, Celik, Spinazzola, in my opinion, too. And maybe a little bit of Pellegrini. Those 4 players, 100%. So yeah, since we drew against Servette, I think we will win this game, says MT. You always love to be positive. Should we have to lose hope, Europa? Never lose hope. As we say in Italy, la speranza è l'ultima a morire. But it is also true that chi vive di speranza muore disperato. If we, in our Europa League path, rely on hope, moriamo disperati. We're going to get thrown out. Because if we need to depend on other results, because yesterday, let's be real, we all depended on that Sheriff game. We shouldn't be depending on other results. We shouldn't be depending on the hope of other players playing different games. We just need to win. So I had enough of this bullshit of going, oh yeah, Sheriff need to win, Sheriff need to score 3 goals, oh yeah, Slavia... Just win the game. Just win the game. But yeah, hope is the last thing to die as a football fan. It never dies. Whoever we'll face in the playoffs, we will face. Will it be tough? Will it be easy? I don't know. Can't tell. We can tell when we get the name of the team. But either way, we're going to be there. 2 extra games. We've decided to play these 2 extra games. So, yeah, bring them on. But that's something which we'll focus on February. Now, Sassuolo, please get 3 points. And please don't pull a stinker. I'm going to catch you tomorrow, as I said. Enjoy your Sunday, Friday evening. Yeah, enjoy that. Enjoy it with your families and friends. Smash a like, subscribe if you haven't already. Please do it. It, supports this channel, community, and video a lot. So please do hit the like and subscribe. And let me know your little match previews in the comments below. Talk to you soon. Simon out.